choose Facebook ads? As you probably already know, there is no such thing as a perfect solution. Any option will have its own list of advantages and disadvantages. Facebook is not immune to this fact. The benefits of Facebook advertising. Facebook has a robust and powerful high-tech advertising targeting system. Facebook is still relatively cheap. Facebook has so much ad inventory that, depending on the kind of campaign you run, it is still very affordable compared to competing platforms like Google AdWords. Facebook helps you engage your customers. FB ads can also deliver the bottom line. Not only can Facebook help you stay relevant with your target audience members, but you can also plug in these ads to your actual sales funnel. They can, with the right strategy and the right sales funnel design, produce conversions. These are sales. These have an actual impact on your business's profitability. You can break into new markets. Your FB campaign gets people familiar enough with your new market focus that you don't come off as a completely new player. Facebook can drive leads. Facebook can boost your SEO. Since Google launched the Rank Brain algorithm update, click-throughs have begun to play an outsized role in Google's ranking algorithm. This means that when people are clicking your link over others, you're more likely to rise up the listings. How is this possible with Facebook? Well, since Facebook campaigns make people more familiar with your brand name, your domain name, as well as your site name, you're not a complete stranger. With everything else being equal, when people see your brand show up in search results, they're more likely to click it compared to a brand that they haven't heard of before. So this has an aggregate effect. And if this plays out with enough people over an extended period of time, don't be surprised if your organic rankings on Google also increase. Facebook can help you close deals. If you're running a retargeting campaign on Facebook, Facebook will show your ad to users who've been to your site. It's not unusual for them to realize that they still need whatever it was that they came to your site for. A lot of them come back to your website and close the deal. How effective is this strategy? According to many marketing surveys, up to 40% of buyers come back and buy because of this technology. You get access to a very robust advertising system. Facebook efficiently slices and dices its audience demographics. If you target one person and that person typically buys from you, you can use that person's profile and apply it to other people who share the same profile to hopefully get the same results. You don't get that robust kind of targeting technology and capabilities with other platforms. The downside of Facebook advertising. Here are just a few of the disadvantages Facebook has. It is by no means a perfect advertising platform, not even by a long shot. You need to be aware of its downsides. Facebook campaign success turns heavily on ad quality. If your ads are very vague, irrelevant, or simply send the wrong message, don't be all that shocked if they don't produce the results you're looking for. Beware of the competition. Unless you really put in the time, effort, and energy to create ads that will truly stand out, it's very easy for your competition to outclass you. You put your brand out there, and it can be exposed to negative comments on Facebook. As the old saying goes, bad news travels twice as fast as good news. For every good review you get, don't be surprised if you get 2 or more negative comments, since it's so easy to leave bad comments on Facebook. You need to put in the time to properly work Facebook's ad system. The bad news is that, like with any other advertising platform or tool, you have to put in the time to master the learning curve. The good news is, with the right guide, like this training, you can cut back on time and maximize efficiency. Also, by setting up the right ads to target the right eyeballs, you can also avoid some of the disadvantages listed above. Dear valued customer, would you like to discover a shortcut to detox yourself the right way? If so, pay close attention to this very limited, special offer. You will only see this once. First off, thanks so much for purchasing the guide that will teach you all the skills you need to detox yourself from all mental toxins and spiritual pollutants. If you follow the step-by-step guide, you will be heading straight to that goal. But what if you could do it even faster? And what if you could ensure that you get the absolute best results possible and stay focused? In short, making sure that this is a real success. Now, the good news is that you can. For a limited time, you can get access to the video upgrade to the guide you just purchased at a very low price. This powerful upgrade will make it easier to get started and stay committed to your ultimate goal. Just to be clear, this is an exclusive upgrade for customers only. Why do you need to upgrade to the video version of the Detox Yourself guide? Did you know that most people learn a lot faster when they see something being done on video other than just by reading about it? That's because most people out there are visual learners. How do you normally learn the best? Although the guide you just purchased gives you a step-by-step approach to detoxing yourself the right way, experience tells us that it requires learners to pay very close attention to the details to get the best results possible. If you miss any of the most important details or do things the wrong way, you may miss out on the full benefits offered inside the guide. For that very reason, I've put together a video version to make it easier to get positive results quickly. The video version of the guide you just purchased will help you. Avoid missing any important key details that you might miss by only reading the guide. Stay focused and accountable and follow through and make sure you get ongoing results. Ensure that the work you put in now keeps on giving you benefits long into the future. Introducing the Detox Yourself video course. Are you ready to learn all the skills you need to start detoxing yourself the right way a lot faster? If the answer is yes, click the link below. Of course, you're probably wondering how much this is going to cost, right? First off, cost is the wrong word. This upgrade is an investment that will pay for itself many times over. This is the next best thing to having an expert on the subject right beside you, showing you how it's done. Of course, hiring an expert would easily set you back hundreds of dollars. Luckily, you're not going to have to invest anywhere near that today to get the next best thing. Not only will you avoid many of the most common mistakes that people make when trying to detox themselves, you'll notice immediate positive results in your achievements. And it's about to get even better. When you upgrade today, you'll also get this exclusive Fast Action bonus. Fast Action bonus, high-quality MP3s of the entire video version of the training, valued at $27. Don't have time to watch videos? I'm also providing you with 10 MP3s that you can use while you're on the go. Listen to them in the car, at home, or even at the office. All day, every day. And here's what's really great about this. You don't have to decide anything today. You get a full 30 days to go through the video training and decide if this is really for you. If for any reason, or no reason at all, you're not 100% satisfied with everything you get inside, simply let me know and I'll refund every penny of your tiny investment. No questions asked. Here's how to get instant access to the video version today. Simply click the link below, enter your information, and you'll get instant access to the entire video training version plus the Fast Action bonus MP3s. But please don't wait. You must grab this right now. In fact, if you close this page, you may never have the opportunity to upgrade to the video version of this ever again at an investment this low. Are you ready to make things happen a lot faster? If you prefer to learn by being shown how to do something and you want to get results quickly, this is for you. If you're really serious about detoxing yourself from all mental toxins and spiritual pollutants, this is for you. And if you're one of those people that's a visual learner, you need this. Here's to becoming the most productive you that you can be. Remember, if you close this page, you may never see this again at such a low investment. There's no risk. Try this out for 30 days and then decide if it's for you. It doesn't get any easier than that. How does Facebook's ad system operate? As you can probably already tell, Facebook has a lot of users and this creates a lot of ad inventory. After all, when a user loads many different pages as they check out different types of content on Facebook, these pages can be used to show ads. This is what makes up Facebook's ad inventory. Bidding system. Facebook will look at your targeting criteria and match it up with all the other targeting criteria of other advertisers. Once they find advertisers targeting the same type of people, they would then look at what is the maximum amount of money you're willing to spend for every click. These are then compared against other bids in a real-time auction that plays out every single second. The good news? You may be outbid for ad inventory, but there's a daily spending cap. So if your competitor already maxed out their ad spend, technically speaking, your cheaper ads could show up. However, you're taking a big risk here. You're assuming that there will still be inventory left over. If the market you're targeting is so narrow and so tightly defined, there might not be much of an ad inventory to fight over. In that situation, you can bet that your competitor will basically suck up all the available inventory and your ad won't show, increasing your maximum ad spend per day. Given these realities, it's no surprise that Facebook constantly encourages advertisers to boost their daily ad limit. Put simply, it's saying that if you just raise your maximum ad spend limit per day, you can beat your cheaper competitors. But this doesn't necessarily mean that you will always be paying the top rates. The practical effect is that you're locking in on inventory. Of course, This all depends on how motivated your competitors are and how targeted your traffic is. Different forms of paid ads. Please understand that the ad bidding and auction system that I described above applies to all ads. It doesn't matter whether the ad appears on a mobile device or is actually a promoted story, which is part of a user's newsfeed. These are all paid ads. Accordingly, they all have to go through the bidding system. Factors that affect per-click value. Cutting close to home, which key factors does Facebook consider that directly influence the amount of money you're going to have to pay per click? Please understand that there are many factors involved, but the bottom line is intensity and volume of competition. If your competitors are highly motivated, they will basically have a big budget across the board and try to beat you in every market at every time frame. However, with everything else being equal, the most important factor that affects pricing is the country of origin of the traffic. Other key factors that affect your per-click rate is the type of audience you're looking for. If there are a lot of advertisers competing over that same audience demographic, expect to pay a lot more. Also, where the ad is placed on a typical Facebook screen has a big impact on how much you're going to pay. The more prominent the ad, the more expensive it would be. By prominent, I mean that these are parts of the screen that people normally click on. Finally, your click-through rate plays a big role. If a lot of people see your ad but very few would click through, you're going to get charged more. How come? Facebook suffers a big opportunity cost showing your ad. If it showed an ad that got a lot more clicks, it can make more money. That's the bottom line. To push advertisers to post more effective ads, click-through rate is factored into per-click price determination. This means that if you put up an ad that performs really well, your per-click rate goes down because Facebook is actually making more money off your ad. It doesn't have to show it a ridiculous amount of times for it to get clicked. On the other hand, if your ad sucks so much that very few people would want to click it, you can bet that Facebook will charge you your maximum ad budget every day. In many cases, Facebook would even stop your ad because it just performs so badly that it's not worth running. How to get started on your Facebook ad marketing campaign. What follows is an overview of the 6 general steps you need to take to run a Facebook ad campaign using the Facebook Ads Manager. Please understand that we're not going to be using Power Editor. We're going to be using the default Ads Manager Facebook makes available to the general public. Step number 1, create your Facebook page and your business account. Step number 2, access the Facebook Ads Manager. Step number 3, target your audience. Step number 4, create a Facebook ad campaign. Step number 5, create an ad and run your campaign. Step number 6, monitor your campaign carefully. Step number 1, create your Facebook page and your business account. If you're going to create a Facebook page for marketing purposes, you must first create a personal account. The account will then control the Facebook page. You're going to run ads on the Facebook page, but it is tied to an account. Once you have put up a page, you can then run ad campaigns. You will see Boost Your Post or Promote Your Page. When you click these, you get taken to Facebook Ad Manager. Create a personal account first, and then create a page. When you have a personal account, you can then log in and create a Facebook page. This is fairly straightforward. You just click the Create a Page tab, which is located on the upper right part of your account's dashboard. Fill in business details. If you have an existing business already, creating a Facebook page for your business isn't that mysterious. You basically just go down the list, business name, slogans. Even if you already have a website, you can post links to the content on your blog or your website to your page. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The key here is to start a Facebook page first based on your business name. Once you have that name, you can then click Get Started to commence the page creation process. It's all pretty straightforward. Facebook will just ask you step by step to type in information and will start to populate your Facebook page. I would suggest, however, that you don't do this on a whim. Don't do this if you have nothing else better to do. Instead, you have to plan on doing this. Make sure you go on places like Fiverr to get a professional Facebook cover done by a professional graphics designer. You should also have a writer craft some preliminary posts along with matching attention-grabbing graphics that are specific to your Facebook page. Please understand that your Facebook page is really the launching pad for your brand on Facebook. You can't just recycle content that you already have, or worse yet, slap together a page because, in the back of your head, all you're thinking about is you just want one to run one ad campaign after the other. While that may be true, you have to understand that your campaigns will still be tied to your page. You may be this close to sealing that deal, And it turns out that when people click to your incomplete or unprofessional official page, you just give them a reason not to do business with you. Don't let that happen to you. Make sure that when you set up a Facebook page, it is as professional as it could be. Step number 2, access the Facebook Ads Manager. Once you create a Facebook page, you can then create a Facebook Ads account. This would enable you to access the Ad Manager. If you're unclear, look at your Facebook page and look at the top right side. It should have some sort of downward arrow. Click on that and you'll see the option Manage Ads. When you click that, you go to your Ad Account page. On this dashboard, you will see the settings for your accounts. Click on the ad account you want to manage and then click on Account Settings. This option is available at the top part of the menu bar. Put in your physical address as well as the name of your business. If you have an assistant or you plan to have somebody else manage your ad campaign, you can look at the option Add Account Roles. Click on that and then select Add a Person. You should also set the type of access you want to give this person. The form will ask for their information like email address or full name, and then enter this in. The great thing about this system is that you don't put yourself in a situation where the security of your account will be compromised. The person you hire to manage your account will not have access to login details. Setting up payments. Look for the tab labeled Billing in your Ads Manager dashboard. Click on it and you will see Add Payment Method. Specify your preferred payment method and enter its details. Step number 3, target your audience. This is the meat and potatoes of Facebook Ad Manager. If you don't target the right audience, you are basically guaranteeing that your campaign will fail. No joke, real story. Think about it. Even if you have the very best ad you could come up with, if you put it in front of the wrong eyeballs, nothing is going to happen. Follow the steps below. Step number 1, go to your Facebook page and access Audience Insights. When you go to your Facebook page, you will get access to a tool that will enable to profile people who already find you on Facebook. These are people who like your content. These are people who have liked your page and can possibly get notified of your page content updates. Open the Audience Insight dashboard. Take a look at your overall Facebook audience. Take a look at the people who are already part of your audience. Check out the People Connected to You page. To get some insight into your existing audience, you will get information on the type of content they like. You can also get some details regarding their preferences and demographic description. Alternatively, you can also select Everyone on Facebook. This is an option you can take to get information regarding possibly new eyeballs for your Facebook ads. Step number 2, create a target audience demographic profile. When you look at your Audience Insights dashboard, you will notice that it is split into 2 halves. On the left is the audience characteristics you may want to target. On the right side shows the charts and graphics related to your specific audience. Facebook then automatically compares your audience to the rest of Facebook's audience. This will show you how big your potential pool of customers is on Facebook. Refine the demographic profile you're targeting based on your existing audience insight or your consumer intelligence. For example, if you run a small local business and you know that your target customers are within the ages of 18 to 24, then you select that demographic age range. Also, select location. Please understand that you can both exclude as well as include. If you know certain areas where your competitors dominate, you may save a lot of money excluding those, so you don't spend any money trying to track eyeballs from those areas. Next, you need to select the interests of your audience members. In this case, it helps tremendously if you've already done some consumer intelligence on your target audience members. You could see that this area can branch off to finer and finer sub-details. You have to use your best guess regarding the interests of your customers. If your competitors or competing niche is featured here, use that. Finally, you may want to narrow things even further by using the advanced menu. Using this option, you can select by cultural group, job type, type of office the person has, education level, and relationship status. Step number 3, get insights on your existing audience's preferences. Go to the Page Likes tab on your dashboard. You will see a general range of interests that your selected audience already prefer on Facebook. This is based on their actual usage of Facebook. So this is profiled information. After you get a clear understanding of the pages they like, go to the top categories link, and then you will see their general interests. The key here is to start with the general interests of people on Facebook that may have something to do with your target niche. Test these out initially, and then look at the performance of your ads so you can then narrow to even tighter interests. Please note that when you click on the Page Likes tab, you can see existing pages on Facebook that already attract the audience you're interested in. Step number 4, Take a look at Device, Language, and Location Details. In the Location tab in Audience Insights, you can see the areas where most of your potential brand fans live. This will also let you know what language they speak. Click on the Activity tab and then check out their devices. Step number 5. Use your first ad to target your audience. As long as you have an existing page fan base of over 1,000 people, you can run an ad for your Facebook page for research purposes. Basically, your first ad is going to test how you can target the people who already like your page. Click the Open in the top navigation bar and click on the Create Ad button. Specify the group of people you want to target, and then your Ads Manager will then automatically fill in these detail fields with data from Audience Insights. This is data that you pre-selected. Run this test campaign and see if you are hitting your target ROI or you are gaining valuable information. Please understand that when you use an ad to target your existing fans, usually people do this to get preliminary information and get up to speed. In other words, they're basically just going through the learning curve of getting familiar with the Facebook ad system and also getting the basics of targeting out of the way. Don't expect a home run with your first ad. Step number 4, create a Facebook ad campaign. In this video, I'm going to step you through the process of running an actual Facebook ad campaign. In the previous video, we concentrated on identifying your audience members. Please keep in mind that getting a clear idea of who your audience members are is not a one-time thing. It's something that you're going to have to constantly fine-tune and polish as your results come in. Don't think that just because you used Audience Insights and you have slightly over 1,000 page fans, that your targeting can remain unchanged. As you can imagine, the more popular your page gets, the higher the chance its audience profile may change. It may attract other people, and these individuals might actually be a better audience for your ads. In this video, I'm going to step you through the process of using Facebook Ad Manager to set up an actual ad campaign. First, you need to get on Facebook Ad Manager, click on the Campaigns tab, and then click on Create. This will get you going on launching a new Facebook advertising campaign. The first thing you will notice is that you actually have 11 different campaign objectives to choose from. Here are the options and quick descriptions of them. Store visits. Select this if you want to get physical visitors to your local physical store. Catalog sales. Run Facebook ads to connect directly to your online catalog, so if they like something, they can buy it from your store. Conversions. This is a fairly broad objective type that indicates the ad clicker doing a specific action. This can mean entering an email into a form to join a mailing list or buying the product you're selling. Messages. For this objective, you get people to connect with your business using your page's Facebook Messenger. You can automate your Facebook Messenger so that when people reach out to you, your messenger can send them promotional info. Depending on how they respond to the promotional info, Facebook Messenger can then send a follow-up. Lead generation. These ads try to get people to sign up for your mailing list, which then plugs them into a sales funnel. Once people get on your mailing list, you basically start sending them information to eventually try to get them to convert. Video views. People click on your ads and they see a video. The goal is to get as many people to view your video content as possible. App installation. When people click on the ad, they're given the opportunity to download and install your app. Engagement. This is an objective that basically just shows your content to a very wide audience so people can engage with your content like liking the posts, liking your page, or seeing a promotional offer and taking action on it. Traffic. This ad campaign seeks to drive clicks to your target website. Reach. This is purely an ad for exposure. The key is to get as many eyeballs as possible within your target audience. Brand awareness. If you're launching a new brand, this aims to just show your ad to a lot of people who may not be in your existing range of audiences. Or maybe you have an existing audience, but you have a new product or a new brand. Your brand is venturing into the same market as your existing audience. Or it could be the other way around. Pick the campaign objective that most tightly fits the outcome you're looking for the particular ad you will be using. Please understand that it's not always a tight fit. If you're trying to use video to get people to engage with your brand, your best bet would probably be to select video view instead of brand awareness. Once you have selected the objective, go to near the bottom of the page and select if you want to do an A/B split test. A/B split test is very important because you can run 2 ads at once and Facebook will alternate exposures for those 2 ads. Obviously, you're looking to see which of the ad gets the most clicks or most results. This is a great way of testing different ad designs. Also, you can select budget optimization. Using these 2 features, you can run different ad sets. and see which of your ads perform best on Facebook using your target audience parameters. The great thing about this is you don't spend a lot of money. It has a budget optimization feature. You then look at the final numbers and then pour the bulk of your budget on the ad that actually works the best. Of course, that ad has to meet your minimum ROI or return on investment objective. If you have selected the engagement objective, you can choose whether to focus on event responses, page likes, or post engagement. Generally, people who use engagement are looking for page engagements, so their page fans can increase and the number of people who may possibly see their updates in the future grows. If you haven't set up an ad account by this point, you can click the Set Up Ad Account and enter your payment information so Facebook can start showing the ad. Select Ad Placement. Ad placements indicate where Facebook will show your ad. Generally, this is played out between desktop and mobile. The ad placements will feature the right column of the desktop newsfeed itself or the mobile newsfeed. If you select mobile, your Facebook ads can also show the Instagram platform. When people use the Instagram app, your ad can appear. Also, Facebook runs an advertising network called the Audience Network. These are mobile apps and websites that run Facebook's ads. You can also select for your ads to show on this extended network. Next, set up your budget and schedule. Once you've done the targeting and you have set up your ad, the next step is to select the budget. This will give you an average of how much money you'll be spending per day. You can also choose to keep it running indefinitely or end it at a specific date. I suggest that if you just started your Facebook ad marketing, you use the default settings offered by Facebook. Facebook will then run your ad continuously. I recommend this so you can monitor your ad and optimize in real time. You can always stop or pause the campaign and run another campaign. If you want to maximize your control over the process, you can set up beginning and end dates for your Facebook ad campaign. Pay for your campaign. There are different ways to pay for your campaign. You can pay by PayPal or credit card. Please keep in mind that you will be paying for ad performance based on the type of campaign you're running. You can run a cost per click or CTC campaign. In this situation, you will only get charged by Facebook if people click on your ad. Exposure campaigns. Alternatively, you can run a CPM campaign. Facebook will charge you a certain amount of money for every 1,000 times your ad shows up. Please understand that impression campaigns can show the same ad to the same person more than once. It is not unusual for one person to keep seeing the same ad over and over. Keep in mind that depending on the time frame involved, that person might be getting counted more than once. So although you're paying for 1,000 impressions, this doesn't mean that 1,000 different people have seen your ads. It may well turn out to be a very small group of people who are repeatedly exposed to your ad. You can always change Facebook's recommended price per 1,000 impressions. Please understand that this is your bid, and if you're bidding too low of a price, Facebook can stop displaying your ads because other advertisers are paying a higher price for the same spot. When do you get billed? Even though you selected a continuous payment system, Facebook will charge you depending on your selection. You can set up a threshold. Once your billable charges reach a certain threshold, then the charge will be reflected on your credit card or your PayPal account. If not, Facebook will just charge you at the end of the month. So whatever amount of bills you've racked up, Facebook will charge against your card on file or against your PayPal account. Check Advanced Budget Settings. Once you're familiar with Facebook, you can also try the Advanced Budget Settings to customize bidding and optimize your budget. Once you're satisfied with all the settings above, choose Ad Creative. This will start the process where you actually create your ad. Step number 5, create an ad and run your campaign. By this point, you should have reverse engineered your competitor's profile. You should have made educated guesses as to what kind of ads they run or which of their posts they have promoted. It's a good idea to go through all their pages' posts once again. Please understand that not all your competitors' ads will show up on their page. Facebook does allow for dark posts. These posts never appear on your Facebook page timeline. It's as if they don't exist. Keep this in mind. When you study your competitors' posts to look for indicators of success, like number of shares, number of likes, and comments, you're only seeing part of the picture. Still, this is better than nothing. As I have mentioned repeatedly in this training, you need to do reverse engineering or preliminary consumer intelligence to get a head start. Just because you did it once, it doesn't mean that you should stop there. You have to look at all your competitors. Get a general idea of what works and what doesn't work. You have to do this before you create a targeting plan for your ad. Otherwise, you shouldn't be surprised if your ad doesn't do all that well. Please remember that if you have absolutely no previous idea coming into the ad creation process, as well as the audience targeting dynamics of Facebook, your chances of failure are quite high. So a little bit of advanced preparation could go a long way. Now, this depends on your niche. Some niches are pretty much well represented on Facebook. It's very easy to see who your competitors are. A lot of them show their ads on their timelines, and you can pretty much figure them out. However, for the vast 90% of niches out there, you have to make more educated guesses. Just because some of your competitors are on Facebook, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have the best ads or that they know what they're doing. Still, this is better than nothing. In this video, you're going to learn how to create an ad and run it. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to how well you do in the following video. I'm going to instruct you on how to get started, but ultimately, how you optimize your ads will determine whether you will be successful or not. Create your Facebook ad. When creating an ad, remember to focus on the message. A lot of advertisers think that an ad has to be specific to a product or service. This is a common mistake. You have to remember that most of the time, before people buy anything, whether online or offline, they have to see a brand several times to develop some sort of familiarity. If you don't believe me, answer this question. When was the last time you bought something from a complete and total stranger? If you're like most normal people, the answer would be never. If you're going to spend your hard-earned money, at the very least, you would insist on some level of trust. It's not like some random person telling you a lie from the internet will get you to whip out your wallet and take out your credit card. Things normally don't work like that. It is all about building familiarity. Unfortunately, if your ads just focus on a product, that's not going to go far. In fact, in many cases, people would forget about the product. The better approach would be to focus on the overall message your brand represents. Are you there to help people get better sleep? Are you there to get people to live more comfortable lives? Is your business aimed at maximizing peace of mind? You have to operate at this level. And the good news is, you don't have to take shots in the dark. Look at what your competitors are doing. How are they playing this game? Do they focus too much on a product? How well did that do? Are they focusing on a general message that can lead to products? How do those compare? Once you have gotten this information, you can then take the next step, which is to choose between a completely new ad or promoting a post that is already on your page. Step number 1, choose among the type of ads you can run. Facebook accommodates a lot of different ad types. You can choose among the following depending on your overall objective. Lead ads. Lead ads are available solely on mobile devices. They are designed for one-click subscription. Since people using mobile devices like tablets and phones can't be relied on to stop what they're doing and open a new page to enter their email address, Facebook has made it so much easier on them. They just need to click and the ad will supply you their information. Instant experience. These were formerly called canvas ads. These are full-screen ads that load really fast. Depending on the type of product or service you are promoting, this might be a good fit. Collection ads. These show your product or other products presented side by side. These ads are available only on mobile devices. When customers like what they see, they can click it and buy it instantly. This ad is only possible on mobile devices because on a desktop, you normally can comfortably fill out ad fields and forms. That doesn't work on mobile. Accordingly, sales collection ads are only available on mobile ads. Slideshow ads. These are videos that feature compilations of short video clips or still images. The key here is to grab attention while at the same time saving bandwidth. Even people with very slow internet connections can still see these ads. They attract quite a bit of eyeballs. Carousel ads. Carousel ads are a collection of as much as 10 video clips or photos of whatever service or product you are promoting. The great thing about carousel ads is they tend to be longer, so you have a lot more space and opportunity to present the benefits of your product as well as different features. This is a great way of explaining what your product brings to the table in an attention-grabbing way. Video ads. Video ads take two forms. You can highlight what your product is like when people are using it, or it can simply be aspirational. You can even show scenes of people having a good time, people smiling, enjoying themselves, and then projecting your brand. Please understand that aspirational ads are not necessarily wastes of time. When was the last time you bought a Calvin Klein underwear product because Calvin Klein just showed a picture of the underwear on a page? Chances are never. Usually cologne, perfume, and fashion products are sold not so much to the images or video of the products themselves, but the lifestyle of the people that supposedly own those pieces of clothing. This is why Ralph Lauren or Calvin Klein fragrances often show people on vacation or in some sort of moody black and white scene. They're selling you a lifestyle or a mindset. That's what you're buying into. Well, the same dynamic applies for online video. It doesn't have to be literal. It doesn't have to just present your product and people enjoying different features of the product. Depending on your niche or product category, it might make more sense to advertise using aspirational or lifestyle videos. Photo ads. This is the most common Facebook ad. Basically, you show a picture and then there's a caption beneath it. Facebook does have strict rules on how much text you can put on your photo ad. Generally speaking, the photo is supposed to draw attention long enough for people to read the title and the description and then make a decision whether to click through or not. Dynamic ads. Dynamic ads allow you to promote specific products to people who are more likely to be interested in them. This uses Facebook's very robust audience profiling and targeting system to create a match. It's not always effective, but with enough tweaking, this might work for you. Step number 2, design or lay out your ad. In this section of Facebook Ad Manager, you can select between promoting many different products that fall within the same category, or just one specific offer with one specific image. Once you have selected the pictures or video clips or single piece of content, the next step is to select the media you're going to use for your ad. You can choose between video, slideshows, or images. Facebook will step you through the process of creating carousel or multi-product ads and will prompt you for the images. Always create variations. When I first started on Facebook advertising, I just had one picture to promote one product and I had a fixed model text. As you can well imagine, my campaign did not do well. How come? Well, it was a one-trick pony. I only had one bite at the apple. With Facebook, you can actually choose as many as 6 images for the single ad. This makes a lot more sense because you get 6 chances at drawing attention and getting that click. Your ad campaign essentially gets 6 variations. You get 6 chances at getting the engagement you are looking for and getting the Facebook user to do what you want them to do. Always create more than one ad. I hope you know where I'm going with this. Don't just focus on creating one ad. You don't know how well that single ad would do. You're putting all your eggs in one basket. The better approach would be to create many ads. The more, the better. All are tied to different images. Run a test on them and set a fixed ad budget. So, once you cap how much money you will be spending on Facebook, usually I set this very low, you will quickly figure out which of the images are working, and then you should increase your budget to the most successful ad. Size and format recommendation. The image size for ads is 1200 by 628 pixels. I always use PNG format. What background color should you use? You should use a very vivid background. Please understand that your ad will show up on users' news feeds. You want something that would stand out. You want something that would grab attention. After you have selected the background, you are then ready to work on the text of your ad. Your choice of Facebook page is crucial. Please understand that Facebook doesn't just show your ad out of nowhere. It has to be connected to one of your Facebook pages. Make sure there is a strong thematic connection between the subject matter of your ad and the Facebook page you select to run the ad from. At the very least, if people are not ready or willing to buy the product or service you're promoting, they can at least click through to the Facebook page. Maybe you can get a like out of it. This gives you another bite at the apple, because the more likes your Facebook page has, the more eyeballs will see your posts when you get around to posting new content on your Facebook page timeline. Text ad writing tips. The next step in the ad creation process is to write the text portions of your ad. As important and as vital as the image portion of Facebook ads may be, your ad will live or die based on your text. Let's put it this way. You can have a picture that is very attention-grabbing, but pictures can only go so far. Forget what you've heard about pictures being worth 1,000 words. If people cannot make out what that picture means or what that picture leads to, you have just lost yourself a sale. You have just wasted your money on Facebook ads. It's very important because it draws eyeballs, but it has to lead somewhere. The payload is the headline and the text that will flesh out what the specific value of the ad is. Remember this question. People are always asking this question in any kind of sales scenario. What's in it for me? If your ad does not do a convincing job of answering that question, people are not going to click. People are not going to waste their time figuring out more information because they have better things to do. You have to make sure that every single character of text that your ad uses pushes the ad forward. What do I mean by that? Every character or every piece of text or symbol must deliver on the expectations or must appeal to the needs of your target user. The text is divided into 2 parts, headline and description. Headline. For headline text, you are limited to 25 characters. If you are advertising a post, on the other hand, you have 90 characters to work with. Headline writing success tips. The headline should be as short and punchy as possible. Assume that your reader doesn't have all the time in the world to figure out what you mean. Choose your words carefully. The shorter the text and the more emotionally impactful it is, the better. The headline should be short and effective. So in a very small space, you should make it abundantly clear what the headline is about. The secret here is to focus on benefits. In 4 words or less, what is the main benefit your product delivers? You then have 15 words for the description in the link. The 15 words should flesh out what you promised in the headline. The headline must attract attention while at the same time filtering the reader. The reader must immediately see what your product is about. Main text. The main text of the ad basically spells out and reiterates the value of your product. It follows through on promises you made in the headline. It fleshes out the description. Don't make the mistake of writing a mini essay. People don't care about that. People don't have the time or the resources to mess with that. Instead, pretend you're still pressed for space. So, in the main text, make sure that every single word counts. Every single word must back up and support what you've said before. It also must be so convincing in terms of value or curiosity that people are pushed to click the call to action button. Action buttons, also called call to action or CTA. This is the button intended to notify the user to take an action. This can be a line of text, a button, or an image. Your CTA must depend on what exactly you want the reader to do. For example, if you are selling a single product, the most fitting call to action would be get now, buy now, shop now. When they click this, you link them to your landing page. This is the page you control. This is the page that does the heavy lifting of selling the visitor and converting that person. There's a link beneath call to action that says show advanced options. Click this. Put in a newsfeed link description. This will appear below your ad's headline. Make sure you check the preview of your ad. Always make sure that the preview is legit. Make sure it looks exactly the way you want it to look. Once you're happy with the ad creative, click on Review Order. This command will then show you all the campaign settings as well as your ad details. Go through each field very slowly and deliberately. Think about the consequences. Ask yourself, is this the best I could do, or are there other alternatives that I am overlooking? Once you are comfortable and confident with what you've done, click Place Order. Step number 6. Monitor your campaign carefully. As I've mentioned previously, it's always a good idea to run several ads at once. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You may get all excited about a particular image. You might even think that it's the best thing since sliced bread. But that's just all in your head. Just because you think an image looks hot, it doesn't mean that everybody else will agree with you. Least of which are your target audience members. Run many different images, but use the same headline text and the same call to action and the same landing page. Pick the winning ad and scale up. Ideally, you should just run 6 different images with the same ad, language, same call to action, and then a runaway winner will appear. I'm talking about an ad that just blows all other ads away. Maybe most of your ads would get 10 clicks. This ad got several hundred. That's how you know you have a winner on your hands. That's a runaway winner. The problem is runaway winners are few and far between. Usually the difference between variations don't exceed 10 to 25%. You're lucky if it goes over that threshold. This is why I suggest that you keep running image variations until you get a runaway winner. That's when you know that the image is spot on. Optimizing beyond ad image. Now that you've found your runaway ad image winner, you should optimize all the other elements. Use the same variation process to create different text for the ads. Pick the runaway winner in terms of the ad descriptions, and repeat this process until you can't improve the click-through rate anymore. Next, you should optimize the landing page. This will impact your conversion and make variations of the different landing pages.